Chapter 6, Mock Test 1.
The listening test for the Grade 1 examination is about to begin. Listen carefully to the directions. You will not be permitted to ask questions during the test. This test has 4 parts. All of the questions in these 4 parts are multiple choice questions. For each question, choose the best answer from among the 4 choices written in your test booklet. On your answer sheet, find the number of the question and mark your answer. You are permitted to take notes for every part of this listening test. Now, here are the directions for Part 1. In this part, you will hear 10 dialogues, number 1 through number 10. Each dialogue will be followed by 1 question. For each question, you will have 10 seconds to choose the best answer and mark your answer on your answer sheet. The dialogue and the question will be given only once.
Now we will begin the Grade 1 listening test.
Number 1.
What did Dr. Lin tell you today?
That I'm at risk for diabetes and heart disease.
That's no surprise. All I see you do is eat junk food and watch football.
Now you're exaggerating. I go to the gym once in a while.
I'm not trying to nag, but I'm really worried about you. Try to become a vegan like me and also exercise daily.
That makes sense. I could see myself going along with that.
Oh, really? I'll get started on making a meal plan and workout routine for both of us then.
Question. What does the woman suggest the man do? Number 2.
I liked your team's presentation on the sale of the Derda office property. There was no arguing with your numbers.
Thank you, but Janice actually developed and organized most of the business case, although she's still not as assertive as she could be.
That must be why you and Tim spoke while she kept a low profile. She's just out of university, right?
Yes, but I'm glad to have her on board. She's very good with statistics.
Great. Now let's hope her efforts were enough to close the deal.
Question. What do we learn about Janice?
Number 3.
Stephanie, you should know that the company will start layoffs next quarter.
I'm not surprised considering the current economic situation. How many people will I lose?
At least 18. It's up to you to decide who stays and who goes.
I don't like that idea. Most of my staff have made big contributions.
We're all in the same boat. You're a manager, so you're paid to make tough decisions.
Question. What can be inferred from this conversation?
Number 4.
I heard that Governor Williams has proposed to lower our income tax.
Finally. High rates are why so many businesses and high net worth individuals have been leaving our state.
True, but no spending cuts were announced. Doesn't anyone see the danger in that kind of fiscal policy?
The fact is, everyone loves public programs and nobody cares about deficits.
Nobody but economists. Maybe voters are asking the impossible.
Question. What does the woman conclude about the state plan?
Number 5.
I hear you're trying to find a new personal assistant.
Yes, I really need someone to help me with my calendar, incoming calls, and a lot of other tasks.
That's understandable, but according to yesterday's online announcement, only senior executives will be allowed to have assistants from next quarter.
Without such help, I'd have to waste a lot of time better spent on sales. I hope the board can make an exception for me.
I wouldn't count on that. I think the company expects us to use computer systems for that kind of work, basically getting better work results with fewer resources.
Question. What does the woman think about the board?
Number 6.
How's your son doing at university? The last time I heard, he was a psychology major.
Actually, he's now training in theatre and acting. He claims he's got a talent for that sort of thing.
Oh, how did his decision go over with you and your husband?
Not well. What'll he do after graduation? We'd hate to see him financially struggle.
He's a smart young man and a hard worker. Who knows? He might wind up on the silver screen or on Broadway.
I hope so, but it won't be easy.
Question. What is the woman's main concern?
Number 7.
You're certainly looking upbeat today. The lounge coffee must be strong.
It's not the coffee, but the news. Haven't you read the most recent government numbers released this morning? Both household income and consumer confidence are up.
So you must think it will lead to higher revenue for our airline.
I do. More cash in people's pockets will boost discretionary spending, and that means more purchases of leisure services, including vacation travel.
I certainly want to share your enthusiasm. We've had losses for 3 quarters in a row.
Question. What does the woman think about the economic trends?
Number 8.
Yumiko, I've crunched the numbers on our Eastern European revenue streams, and they're nowhere close to where they should be.
I've seen those figures, Mark. We've tried several approaches there, including price competition, but none of them has made an impact.
We could keep hacking away at this on our own, but I think we should turn to local experts.
As in consultants? Do you really think they'd have access to better information?
Most likely, if only because they'd have staff who were steeped in local culture. I grabbed a list of them from a web search. Have a look.
Well, there'd be no harm in at least giving this option due consideration. Let's have a seat in my office and go through it.
Question. What will the man and woman do next?
Number 9.
Ms. Sanchez, I hope that your tour of our facilities was informative.
I have to admit it was. You've clearly invested in a lot of cutting-edge equipment, and it's well maintained.
That's what keeps our product quality high. So now that you've seen everything on our premises, are you ready to take us on as a vendor?
I'm not sure. Frankly, I'm wondering if you've got enough staff here.
All of our core positions are filled, and besides, we can do with fewer staff because of our higher level of automation.
Yes, but I had expected to see a lot more workers, even with the advanced systems you have.
I see.
So, I wonder if you have enough to deal with a sudden surge in orders that we might give you.
I understand your worries. After lunch, let's go to meet some of our senior engineers and managers. They can explain how we've dealt with such situations in the past.
Okay, but I can't make any promises as to a potential contract today.
Of course. It'll just be a chance for you to gain an even better understanding of what we're capable of doing.
In that case, I'll look forward to it.
Question. What is Miss Sanchez concerned about?
Number 10.
Nick, how are you getting along here in operations?
I like it, although I've always wanted to work in your section, information security.
You know, there's an opportunity opening up with us.
We both think you'd be a good fit, particularly considering the recent certification you earned in information systems auditing.
Oh, really?
Yes, the details are posted on the Human Resources section of our website. You should take a look, and then if you like what you see, apply.
I second that. You'd have an excellent chance of being selected, although I must caution you that it's a competitive process.
I could have guessed that. I want to assure you that I'm up for that.
Good. With your technical background, I could say offhand that you'd be a strong candidate.
But you'd also need the ability to function in high-pressure situations.
Believe me, I thrive in those kinds of environments. I'm also a team player.
Glad to hear that. Everyone in our group needs a willingness to share knowledge and experience.
And IS will become an independent department next year. We'll be looking for more managers as we grow.
Count me in. I'm going to visit the website as soon as my shift here ends.
Question. What is one thing that we learn about the man?
Here are the directions for Part 2. In this part, you will hear 5 passages, A through E. Each passage will be followed by 2 questions, number 11 through number 20. For each question, you will have 10 seconds to choose the best answer and mark your answer on your answer sheet. The passage and the questions will be given only once. Now let's begin.
A. Solar power. Concerns over climate change have driven a shift toward renewable or clean energy. Part of this has been solar energy, which generates power through the conversion of sunlight into electricity. Solar cells which carry out this conversion are set within long panels and placed in sunny areas. In prior decades, a primary issue was the cost of solar panel development and manufacturing. Installation still remains expensive, since it requires highly trained technicians and complex equipment. This is a special challenge for emerging market nations, where demand for power is high, but national treasuries are often small, as is the supply of skilled workers. In recent years, solar energy cost in many developed countries has become more competitive with fossil fuels. Some studies place it at only about $3 per kilowatt hour, much less than the $7 to $10 per kilowatt hour for coal. This is due to several factors, including increased efficiency of solar cell energy conversion, as well as the economies of scale that have resulted from mass solar panel production. However, skeptics note that coal-based energy plants are more reliable, since they operate in any weather, day or night. They can also be operated with much cheaper workers and technicians. Therefore, they are unlikely to fade away, at least in the near future.
Questions. Number 11. What is one problem that emerging market nations have about solar power? Number 12. What does the speaker say about recent solar panel production?
B. The problem with toads. In the early 20th century, sugarcane plantations in Puerto Rico were experiencing a bug problem. Infestations would occur every few years and would destroy the crops. A solution was found in the jungles of South America. A specific type of giant toad would eat these insects while leaving the sugarcane to grow. As word of this success spread around the world, sugarcane farmers in Australia imported 101 toads and started to breed them. They were then released on missions to eradicate the creatures that had infested the crop. Unfortunately, the plan didn't work. To make matters worse, the cane toad's impact on Australia's ecology was devastating. Because of the toxins contained within the toad's skin, virtually all native Australian animals that eat cane toads will die of poisoning. This has significantly depleted the native fauna and has also extended to pets and sometimes to humans as well. A team of scientists is attempting to kill the cane toads by using their toxin against them. While this is still in development, it is the most promising method proposed to date. A solution needs to be found soon. Cane toads have continued to reproduce, with an estimated 1.5 billion in Australia today.
Questions. Number 13. Why did Australian farmers import toads? Number 14. What was an unexpected consequence of introducing the toads?
C. Diego Rivera. Diego Rivera is one of the most globally recognized Mexican artists and is particularly known for popularizing scenes of Mexico, from Aztecs to contemporary folk dances and festivals. His combination of the three-dimensional cubist technique with Mexican panoramas produced a unique and striking visual effect, especially as he shifted to creating wall murals. He felt his works had to make a social impact through storytelling, so they were often centered on powerful historical events such as Mexico's struggle for independence. By the 1930s, Rivera had gained a high profile in the United States through his series of murals created in this style in cities from New York City to San Francisco. An unapologetic Marxist, Rivera often infused his works with an overall theme of overturning capitalism and creating a society run by laborers. This regularly provoked backlash, to the point of having some works, such as The Man at the Crossroads in Rockefeller Center, canceled or removed. Many critics disliked other works, like Detroit Industry, and demanded, without success, that they be similarly eliminated. Ultimately, though, his surviving pieces became highly regarded by critics of all types, both for their sheer artistic value and their representation of Latin culture.
Questions. Number 15. What did Diego Rivera feel was important about the works that he created? Number 16. Why did many critics dislike the pieces shown in the United States?
D. Tagging humans. The digital era has seen a tremendous growth in the use of Internet-linked cards, smartphones, and apps. However, their security processes often need PINs, passwords, and usernames. For some years, technology enthusiasts have been looking for replacements for this perhaps unnecessarily complex system. One solution may be microchips that are injected into the body by trained technicians. The chips are inexpensive and operate using near-field communication, or NFC. This is the same type of technology that enables a person to swipe an ID card in front of an electronic reader. Some firms have already begun providing the technology to employees on a voluntary basis. Staff with the chips can do everything from opening doors to making purchases. Skeptics note the inherent dangers in this type of system, however. The chips collect a wide array of information on people, and it's still very unclear how this information could be used and shared. The concentration of data in the chips could also make them prime targets for hackers, and the safeguard of storing data in different locations would be lost. Some people, of course, just don't want electronics inside their body for any reason. Nevertheless, this microchipping trend may only continue to grow.
Questions. Number 17. What is one thing the speaker says about current security systems? Number 18. Why do some people oppose the microchips? E. The price of health. The United States has been undergoing a malnutrition crisis for decades, with millions of Americans eating badly. This problem is especially severe among low-income groups. People with higher income tend to live healthier lives, but low-income groups often live in food deserts, served by small stores stocked with soft drinks, potato chips, cigarettes, and alcohol. As a result, the American poor tend to have unhealthy eating habits. Dr. Arshed Kuyumi claims this is a critical reason why they are much more at risk for cardiovascular disease or early death. Some experts doubt there is a link between income and health, noting the availability of healthy food at low prices throughout America. Indeed, a Harvard study suggested that people could have a healthy diet for only an additional $1.50 per day. Yet, eating healthily may not be easy for the poor. This is because large grocery chains usually prefer upscale locations. Some activists have pushed for grocery chains to open in poor inner-city areas, but with limited results. Others have promoted urban farming and home gardens as realistic ways to bring nutrition to America's poorest. These are low-cost options that can be launched and maintained with little or no outside help.
Questions. Number 19. What does Dr. Arshed Kuyumi argue? Number 20. Why is urban farming viewed as a possible way to provide nutrition to the poor?
Here are the directions for Part 3. In this part, you will hear 5 passages, F through J. The passages represent real-life situations and may contain sound effects. Each passage will have one question, number 21 through number 25. Before each passage, you will have 10 seconds to read the situation and question written in your test booklet. After you hear the passage, you will have 10 seconds to choose the best answer and mark your answer on your answer sheet. The passage will be given only once. Now let's begin.
F. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 21.
We have a number of choices for first-year students like you, so I'll go through some of them. IT Venture Finance 105 could be something that interests you. It's open to IT and accounting majors and can be taken either during the day or at night. Information Science 107 can be taken by science or technology majors and is taught mornings on both weekdays and weekends. Most students who take it find it to be one of the most useful courses at the university. You emailed me about Planning and Operations 104. That's taught evenings and is open to students majoring in business or IT, so I could recommend that for you. Another choice would be Data Analytics 103, taught at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays. It's detailed in this brochure here. Although it can be taken by students from any department, it's especially useful for those in tech-related fields.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.
G. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 22.
Attention passengers. Fastways Air Flight 92D to Cleveland, departing at 6:30 p.m., has been delayed due to severe weather conditions at the destination airport. Passengers may get full credit for the value of their tickets or exchange them for seats on other Fastways Air flights. If first-class seats are not available, the price difference will be credited to their account. Alternatively, they may wait for the original flight to depart over the next 3 to 4 hours, when weather conditions are expected to improve. First-class passengers who choose this option will keep their seats and also be given complimentary access to our elite customer lounge. Finally, passengers can exchange their tickets for vouchers, usable anytime on our airline services. Frequent flyer points accumulated with original reservations will not be applicable to other flights or services.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.
H. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 23.
As a government employee, you've got a very secure job, although your pay may not increase that much over the coming years. I often advise our eWonder Fund for people like you. Year to year, its considerable value change makes it seem risky. However, over the long term, you can expect very high returns. You'd need a minimum of $5,000 to invest. An alternative is our Silver Skies Fund, a moderate risk fund with reasonably high returns. You can open an account with $8,000. We have emerging market funds with the potential for the very highest returns, and experts recommend them for those willing to accept a substantial amount of risk. Opening an account requires $3,000. We spoke earlier about municipal bonds, and these are an attractive, safe option that provides the benefit of quarterly dividends, although I should caution you about relatively low year-on-year gains. You can open an account for only $1,000.
Now, mark your answer on your answer sheet.
I. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 24.
I have a few properties in mind that might be what you're looking for. There's Coombs Sky Place in the downtown area, with over 200 square meters of space selling at $370 per square meter. Ardsley University right next door offers 165 square meters at its new annex for $118 per square meter. However, you'd have to make a 25% down payment by next Monday to move in. Tealgate Building in the Arts District is popular among young workers. It's running a fast startup promotion on 80 square meters of space that's a real bargain at only $95 per square meter. You'd have to sign the lease within the next 2 weeks, though. Sunter Lofts in the Parks neighborhood is a mixed-use residential and commercial building. It's leasing 88 square meter space at $99 per square meter. The first month comes free with a 6-year lease.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.
J. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 25.
We've looked over your machine carefully, and it's most likely a software issue. We could just uninstall the current operating system and then reinstall it. Your warranty is expired, but we could do it for free. But you'd lose all your information unless you've already backed that up. Another option would be to install the latest version of the operating system. That could also be done at no charge, although it'd probably be just a temporary fix, since there would be some persistent compatibility problems with your model. You could upgrade part of the hardware to make it compatible with the new operating system. It wouldn't cost much, but remember, your machine is a little old. As it ages, it's going to get slower and less efficient, no matter what you do. You could exchange it for a new model and get a pretty good discount.
Now, mark your answer on your answer sheet.
Finally, here are the directions for Part 4. In this part, you will hear an interview. The interview will be followed by 2 questions, number 26 and number 27. For each question, you will have 10 seconds to choose the best answer and mark your answer on your answer sheet. The interview and the questions will be given only once.
Now let's listen to the interview. This is an interview with Mitchell Sampson, who designs electric cars for Japanese companies.
Hi, you're listening to Sam Golding on Yokohama FM. Today, we're joined by Mitchell Sampson. Mitchell, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Sam.
So, Mitchell, you design cars for a living. Do you find it interesting?
Well, Sam, it would be more accurate to say that I design electric engines for cars. While most people are interested in the way a car looks from the outside or how luxurious it is on the inside, I am more interested in what you cannot see. The engine and battery are hidden away, but without those systems, the car would not move. It is the cutting edge of technology right now.
I see. How did you become interested in this field?
Well, since I was a young child, I loved watching car races, especially Formula One. From that love of racing, I decided that I wanted to design cars. But very quickly, I realized that my real skill was in developing the engines. While it's undoubtedly more glamorous to design a sleek and curvy exterior, I found that my drawing was not so good, so I struggled to express my ideas. I was also very good at mathematics and electronics. I met a teacher at university who introduced me to the concept of electric engines and the fact that they can be made to drive faster than petrol engines. Since then, I was hooked on the idea.
Okay, so what brought you to Japan?
I have always been impressed with Japanese cars, and especially the manufacturing systems that have been developed here. I was working for a car manufacturer in Germany, and they needed someone to help on a new account with a company based in Japan. I said I was interested, and so they sent me over here. That was 10 years ago, and I have been here ever since. I enjoy living in Japan and have worked for several different companies. I now employ 15 designers and engineers, and together we help large car manufacturers to develop the next generation of electric vehicles.
Do you think that in the future all cars will be electric?
I certainly hope so. I've made my career in this field. I predict that in 20 years, all cars will have electric engines, and petrol will be a thing of the past. Electric vehicles have many benefits when compared to petrol vehicles. They create zero pollution, are very quiet, can drive at least as far as petrol cars, and have a very cheap operating cost. Another great feature is that software controls an electric engine. So as the software improves, we can update your car, much like we can update the apps on your phone. The car you buy now may be upgraded for free many times over the years, improving performance and adding more features.
Some people are concerned about running out of charge while driving. What do you say about that?
I get this question often. Most people don't realize that Japan has more charging stations than petrol stations. It is now easier to charge an electric battery than to fill up a tank of gas. One of the challenges we face is communicating to the public that this technology has already arrived. I would encourage all of your listeners to test drive an electric car today.
Well, Mitchell, this was a fascinating interview. It has been a pleasure having you here.
Thanks, Sam. I enjoyed speaking with you today.
Questions. Number 26. What is one factor that led Mitchell to begin designing electric engines? Number 27. What does Mitchell say about the future of electric cars?
Your time is up. Stop writing and wait quietly until the answer sheets have been collected.